Call this meeting of the May Board of Finance together, to order. Doing good. At 7 o'clock, let's start by saying the budget.
And to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, attendance appointment of alternates. Nicole is not here. Do I have a motion to add Christine as a voting member tonight?
Make a motion to have Christine as a voting member this evening.
Is there a second? Discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Approval of minutes from our workshop from April 10th, 2025. Do I have a motion?
Make a motion for the approval of the workshop from April 10th, 2025.
Second.
All in favor? Opposed? Motion carries. And do I have a motion for the Board of Finance minutes from the regular meeting, April 16th?
I'll make a motion to accept the Board of Finance regular meeting minutes from April 16, 2025.
Okay.
Second.
Discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. All right, public participation. Anyone like to speak?
Ray Stanley, 87 Rye Street. I would like to start tonight and thank each and every one of you. You've been on a long journey. And it's not over yet. So my sincere thank you to each and every one of you for the time that you've put into this. It is thankless, we all know it. The voters have spoken. Now it's time to go back to work. I would respectfully remind this board and the voters, every voter in town, that much like gravel pit solar, we too have a tax stabilization agreement. It's one that we, the people, voted on for ourselves. It's in our town charter. It's a 2% budget cap. To present a budget to the people of the town over 5%, in my opinion, was just wrong. I know you probably didn't have much of a chance, much of a choice. You were handed the cards you were handed. I understand that. I'm not here to place blame. But now where to cut? Well, I have a couple of suggestions. It's up to you. But I have read a statement or two by Yagloff, Selectman Yagloff. I do agree with him that the $500,000 from debt service is completely unnecessary. We virtually have no debt. Legal line item. For years, it was a bone of contention. I say cut $250,000 right out of it. If the current firm that works for this town doesn't like it, okay. I'm sure other firms coming in at $225 an hour, that's $150 an hour savings, would be more than happy to present proposals to this town to cover our legal expenses. The third and final one, economic development consultant at $50,000 plus or minus a year. I think the town planners should be able to handle it. They did it for years and years. Nothing's changed. We haven't seen great economic growth. I don't see a value in it, personally, myself. And there you have it. There's $800,000 in cuts in less than 2 minutes. Thank you.
Anybody else?
Example of 125 Depot Street. I did put something on social media to the Board of Finance. I don't think that probably any of you really had a chance to look at it or even read social media. So I'm suggesting you leave the Board of Education budget alone. I think it's a good budget, well thought out. They suffered from the loss of pandemic, post-pandemic money, and I think that the Board of Ed budget is the budget. There's $500,000 in excess revenue in the excess money in the line item for debt service. When I was on the Board of Selectmen and this came up, I said, why are we over budgeting by $500,000 for debt service that we don't need? We need $450,000 of debt service. And that line item is $950,000. And the answer that I got back when I asked the question was, well, in the future, we may need some money for debt service, and so let's put it in there, park it in there now. It's $500,000 of money in this budget that doesn't belong in there at all. And what's happened is that money just gets transferred for projects, and that's what we know what happens. So it gets transferred out for projects without, without having to go for a special appropriation because they're done through transfers because it's an existing budget. I recommended 1% across the board with the town budget plus $500,000. Two other things. One, Rand brought up the attorney's fees. There was a pie chart that the first selectman showed, and it had my name on there. It said Yageloff, 2% of attorney's fees. I've never filed a lawsuit against the town. I filed a lawsuit on behalf of a client against the town that was covered by KERMA. Didn't cost the town a penny. So to see my name, and I filed a FOIA complaint that was upheld in my favor. And so to see my name and Mike Sapatelli's name was on there, to carve out somebody's name and to put on there and to blame me for incurring attorney fees at 2%. It's just ridiculous because I've never sued the town. I didn't appreciate that. And I hope that if you see that pie chart, you know what I'm talking about, you'll understand how it can be really upsetting to somebody who follows the law as a councilman. As a selectman, wants the board of selectmen to follow the rules and the regulations, files a FOIA complaint, they uphold it, and then I'm called out for causing excessive attorney's fees. The last thing, if you don't mind, is that you often have on your agenda, as you do tonight, updates plus referrals. And in the past, I think some of those referrals are referrals for transfers or expenditures. But I really want to ask you, if you do in the future do referrals and you're going to vote on them, put them on the agenda. Like actually put what the item is. Proposed referral from board of selectmen to transfer $200,000 for something, and put the vote on there, put the transfer on there, so the public can see what's actually going to be happening, and there's going to be a vote. But right now it just says referrals, and that's something I wanted to mention it. It's just been in the back of my mind. So as I'm standing up here, I'm going to tell you that. But again, I think I recommend 1%, 500,000. It's got to get taken out. There's no need for it. It's just a cushion that's unnecessary. And then I think the Board of Ed budget is stable. Thank you.
Anybody else? All right, thank you. Seeing none, move on to communications. I have none that were emailed to me.
I have none.
Nothing, okay. Monthly reports, town financials.
Anybody have any questions?
I didn't find anything when I read through everything. Nothing we haven't talked about in the past. Yep. Nothing we haven't talked about in the past going into, same items are still a little, but we're making adjustments, so.
Yep, revenues, we're in a good spot. We're at 99.5% collected of the 98.5% we budget. Current, and everything else is over, so we're actually over by $268,000 in tax revenue. The general fund, town money, the only thing left remaining is the third payment on the Pequot money, which will not come until next month, and everything else is all received in with a few shortfalls and a few surpluses. That's it for revenue. Oh, and interest income, which is one of the things we upped in the next budget, is $451,000 through April. And then on the expenditure side, we have a couple shortfalls. A big one is going to be postage because we still need the $6,000 to mail the tax bills in June. And they're already $669 in the hole. That's one of the transfers I'm asking for tonight. And the two biggies were we had $4,700 in late tax bills postage for August and February. We ended up paying $4,700 in postage to mail out late notices for people in both February and August. And we spent $3,200 on a full-blown canvas of the register of voters, which was not budgeted. So those are our pieces that make up our shortfall. I don't think there's anything else.
I didn't. catch anything we really haven't?
I
talked
haven't
about?
done the, last month's, transfer from contingency to outreach because I didn't have your signature. So I have, it's not reflected in here, but it will be.
We kind of failed on that.
I know, I forgot, and then I forgot the next time I saw you.
Yep.
I don't think there's anything else out there. Yep,
Postage,
yep.
we pay a bulk rate, correct? We're not.
Yes, but it's still expensive. When we do, like the budget mailer or the, Five Village Voice, it's $1,340 to mail to all households. But that is the bulk rate. So, when we're doing late notices, it's not bulk rate because it's specific addresses. So that's regular machine rate, which is a little less than you and I going and buying the stamps, but not significantly less. And postage is outrageous. I mean, it's almost 70 cents a letter. So doesn't take much to get $4,700, unfortunately.
Anybody else? Amy?
And then you have CNR just for your information of what projects are out there and what money's available. And I know there's a question about the impact money. It is all still there, except the 450,000 that we sent to, the track. It is on page 16, 8A16. It is the second section under selectmen. There's an unallocated, which is what's left of the interest. Then there's the impact expense, which is 750,000. And then below that is the track, which is 450. Together, that makes up the $1.2 million we have received for gravel pit solar so far. And it hasn't been allocated to any other project. Just the track last year.
Good. Any questions on CIP?
Nope.
Okay. Thank you.
And then we didn't get Board of Ed because they didn't meet yet. The finance subcommittee, I think, was meeting today or this week, maybe last night, so they didn't have any financials.
So brings us to fiscal year 24-25 first. Yeah, two. Number 31, Amy talked about a little bit, so do I have a motion?
Make a motion for transfer number 31 from the Department of Selectmen in the amount of $8,000 under pensions and benefits to be moved to Selectmen under postage for the additional postage for FY 24-25.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? We kind of talked about it a few minutes ago. Seeing none, excuse me, seeing none, all those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Number 32 for insurance.
We didn't talk about that one. We probably should have.
Talk it to it. Discussion. Do
Sorry.
you have a motion?
Make a motion for transfer 32 from Department Insurance. Transfer amount is $6,000 from line item, benefits, employee benefits and DB pension to LAPA deductible.
Second?
Second.
And go ahead, Amy, for discussion.
What is that?
So, we have to pay the first $5,000 on any public official or crime, claim we get against us that Kerma's defending. And we have had enough claims that we are going to be over budget, $17,000 for the claims that we have to pay the first $5,000 on any of the legal defense tied to them.
Okay.
And I did not have that kind of extra in the lap line to cover it. And we only normally budget $5,000 or $6,000. So it just was extremely big year for those expenses.
Further questions? Seeing none, all those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Reconciliations on the town side, Amy?
We are good
Very good.
through the month of April,
Very good.
and interfund is in balance
Nice.
with the Board of Ed.
Good. And here, Board of Selectmen,
Yeah, he has none, and he's out of town for business.
Education,
They're
here,
not here.
new business, this approval of suspense list, we mentioned.
It has to be tabled.
Yeah, be tabled.
Didn't get received.
June
Yep.
What's the date?
18th?
June 18th. Meeting, do I have a motion?
Make a motion to table the suspension list to the June 18th meeting.
Okay, do I have a second? Any discussion? Obviously, Amy stated that they could come back with the bill from the tax collector, correct? Yes.
The assistant tax collector.
Tax collector, we don't have
Yeah,
to.
we actually, I think we do.
Oh, really?
I think she's been hired. I don't think she started yet, but we should have a new tax collector.
Well-
Thanks to the federal government. She was an IRS collector.
Oh, boy.
Well, that's a good thing, maybe.
All righty, very good. And then, let's see, the next one, letter B, because we did not post for a hearing, which was posted today for May 20th, we cannot do the mill rate or discuss the budget until after we have the hearing. So to have a motion to table letter B until May
20th.
20th.
Motion to table, letter B till our May 20th, 2025 hearing meeting.
Yep. Do we have a second?
Second.
And discussion? None. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
I,
Opposed? Motion carries. Brings us to new business letter C, and the Broadbrook Fire Department budget did pass. I don't have the
1.6, 1.6 mils.
1.6 mils.
Yep.
All right, so do I have a motion to approve the we have to approve it, it's approved, what do we gotta, what's the motion we gotta read?
Set the mill rate.
Set the mill rate, yes, sorry. We have a motion to set the mill rate for the Broadbrook Fire Department at 1.6 mils for 25-26 budget.
I make a motion to set the mill rate for the Broadbrook Fire Department at 1.6 mil.
Do I have a second?
Second.
And discussion, there shouldn't be any because it passed. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Alrighty, unfinished business, we have none. Board member comments? Anybody like to say anything?
Look forward to Tuesday.
My only comment is, like I said, just, go through the budget, get your thoughts together, where you think we can go to, represent a budget to the town for referendum number 2, which would be on
May 27th.
May 27th. I think it says that in the here right in front of me, which is a pretty quick turnaround, be 7 days after we have our meeting. So just like I said, go through the budget, get your thoughts together, and we'll discuss after the hearing on the 20th. Next regular meeting will be Wednesday, June 18th, our monthly meeting. And with that, I have a motion to adjourn.
Make a motion to adjourn.
Doesn't matter who, just a second.
Second.
All right, motion, meeting adjourned. Thank you.